Hello, welcome to this month's Dolce Vita on Transgression FM with myself, Madstar, and my wonderful guest this week, Il Morris, also known as Brandon from Void. If you've not listened before, I usually start the show with a segment on issues affecting our community and just generally human rights. So looking at, I guess, like I've done segments on trans rights and like the media bias around that, the ongoing genocide in Palestine, the boycott, divest, and sanction movement, the right to protest, amongst others. I then like to have a chat with my guest to find out more about, I guess, what they do, kind of both in and outside of music, and then they treat us to a lovely mix. However, this week I would like to start the show with an apology. So last month I had my incredible friend Jojo on, also known as Jodie. And on this show we spoke about her experiences growing up as part of the traveller community. During our chat, she used a word that can be used in a derogatory manner against her community, which is obviously fine for her to say, as she's part of that community. But I also then said that word, which is absolutely not okay. So yeah, I wanted to take accountability for that, and sincerely apologize for the fact that I did that, because it is not good. It doesn't help anyone, and like, it doesn't matter like what space you're in or who you're around. Like, if you feel like you can say words like that anywhere, like, it's not all right. And it's also like not what this show, not what this radio station like is about. So yeah, I've since done like research into the word, and it kind of originated as like a classist insult, but in 2010 in the Equality Act it was, I guess, put in there as a racial slur. So a very not okay word to say. And I've spoken with Jodie about it and apologized, and she is okay. But yeah, I just wanted to hold myself accountable, and apologize, and also recognize that that's kind of the first step in any kind of like, I guess, anti-racist like world that we could hope to live in, right? Accountability is the first step. I'm going to continue educating myself and advocating for people. But yeah, as I said, this show and this station are here to platform people from marginalized communities. So when we mess up, we do need to, you know, say we messed up and do better. So yeah, if you want to like reach out to me and talk to me about that more, like, feel free. Like, all ears on like ways I can do better and be better. But yeah, thank you for listening to that. I have really been struggling also with what to talk about in this kind of next segment where I speak about human rights and current issues. I initially wanted to talk about the concept of human dignity, which basically serves as the basis for the international human rights framework, globally. Obviously that has like a very Western like skew on it, but it's a really beautiful concept, and it basically, in the 1948 Universal Declaration of Human Rights, it kind of enshrined it as an inviolable right, and it gave rights to everyone regardless of like color, creed, orientation, gender, whatever. It recognized that as humans we all have an inviolable right to dignity in both life and death, and it served as the basis for all of the UN conventions that came after, protecting human rights, such as the Genocide Convention, the Convention for the protection of children, for women, disabled people, everything. But we are now 367 days into the escalation of the genocide in Gaza. Obviously, Syria are being bombed, Lebanon are being bombed, Sudan and Congo have ongoing genocides also. So instead of talking about that concept, I am just gonna really encourage people to keep going with activism, keep going with having your uncomfortable conversations, because I promise you, the discomfort you feel at telling someone not to buy McDonald's or not to buy an iPhone or, you know, not to use Barclays as a bank is nowhere near the discomfort that people all around the world are feeling right now because of British and general Western colonial rule, and like imperialism and white supremacy. There is a uni and school strike at Albit Systems tomorrow in Aztec West at 10 a.m. If you are able to, please go and support that. If you're not able to get involved in action like that, please just continue educating people and challenging people on what they're saying and what they're doing, because we have a government that does not represent the population and the views, and I think it's over 60% of the population want to stop selling arms to Israel, and still Keir Starmer will not do a thing. So act, please. But yeah, that is all I have to say on that. Welcome, Brandon, to the show.
Hello.
So Brandon, also known as Il Morris, combines community and diversity and music with all his involvement in the scene. So he's part of Void, a community radio station. He's been a DJ and a promoter for the past 7 years in London, Bristol, Hertfordshire, and Berkshire. He launched a development brand called Ill Control. Has played at Brockwood and Westival. Co-runs grassroots community station Void, and also in his day job has been pushing for ethnic diversity in both the energy industry and like STEM in general, leading a group-wide community within SSE, speaking in the Houses of Parliament and presenting at the inaugural Faith Network conference. Which is a pretty mad CV. Like, well done.
It's going well. Still a lot to go.
It's going very well. How are you doing today, firstly?
I'm good. I think you know all of those sort of things you listed off there. Especially had a nice little respite after my birthday, but
yeah,
getting back into it has definitely been a bit of stress.
Yeah.
And a bit of management has been needed with my time and effort when it's come to that, but I'm doing well.
Good. I'm very happy to hear that. Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
Looks like you had an incredible time away.
Yeah, awesome time away. It was a lovely surprise. Went to Amsterdam, for those who were wondering. A wonderful city, and got up to a lot there, but we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, leave that to people's imaginations. So I guess my first question is looking at the kind of music side of things.
Yeah.
How did you get into it all, like 7 years or so ago?
Yeah, so that's an interesting one because I've always been raised around dance music. My dad was a DJ himself. I think I was a bit of a surprise to him and my mum. So when I was born, he had to give that all up.
Oh.
Back in the days, he had to sell his SL1210s.
No.
And his vinyl collection was left up in the loft for the foreseeable future.
Did he keep it though?
He's kept it.
Amazing.
And he has brought it back out since, which has been brilliant.
Great news.
But yeah, I've always been involved with dance music and brought up around it. And it really came to university, being surrounded by other people who were passionate about it. And then, some plastic decks in the mates' rooms and teaching me how to do it and beat match and everything. And, you know, a year later, we started up a society, just as many other DJs in university do.
Classic, yeah.
Started doing like all sorts of parties. And we had this one big body in Reading where I went to university at. And they were a big sort of student promoter, really sort of commercially run, you know, tried to monopolize the whole scene, would bully and scare events and DJs away. And we weren't having any of it. Like, Reading is obviously really close to London. Yeah. So when it came to good nights, nights that weren't your commercial music, you know, your R&B and all that stuff, we had to go to London for that. And obviously being on a student budget, go to London all the time for a good event.
That's not feasible.
It doesn't work out.
Yeah.
And we knew that between us, we had a good collection of DJs and people who had great music taste. So as soon as we got the decks out and we started getting speaker systems and light systems and smoke machines and all that, house parties changed from that plug in the aux on someone's phone to we were now running them and catering towards the people that wanted us involved. And then we started infiltrating the scene in Reading. Infiltrating. That's exactly what we did. I'm not holding back there. We infiltrated, and we really stamped our mark on the scene there. And this was all pre-pandemic as well. And it's good to see that last as well. What they're doing there is great. And they're REMS, which is what it's called, is now doing a lot of work with other societies around the UK as well.
Wow.
And they're even playing in places like Fabric and Ministry of Sound and stuff, which is brilliant. Brilliant to see.
Yeah.
So it's great to see a platform there that has started. And I started with 6 other lads, really evolve into what it is today, which is good to see.
That's so amazing.
Yeah.
Well done. Do you ever wish you were like part of it now and playing Fabric?
Yeah, there is that kind of jealousy there. There's that jealousy there, but I'm also, I think when you do work in community stuff, you want everyone to be held up and not necessarily just yourself. So yeah, there are selfish thoughts here and there. Like I'd love a little Fabric set, but it's also good to see other people winning from something that we started up
That's
X
amazing.
amount of years ago. So.
Yeah, I mean, you're only human. You're allowed to have those thoughts.
Exactly. And I keep them to myself, but it's good to see that you got those out of me. Just
asking the real questions here. So I guess what are the kind of next steps for you? So obviously you're part of Funk Electric.
Yeah.
You're part of Void.
Yeah.
And you have Ill Control.
Yeah.
Tell me about these projects.
Yes.
Tell me about what's going on with them.
So Ill Control was post-pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So post-pandemic, I moved away from Reading, moved back home with my family.
To Hitchin.
Quaint little market town in Hertfordshire called Hitchin. And there, I was used to it growing up. There was no sort of dance scene, no sort of events for young people. And also no platform for young people who wanted to DJ to DJ. It was all run by your typical pub blokes, bringing in the same stuff, playing like, the Clash and everything. And it got boring.
Yeah.
You outgrew it very quickly. And it didn't inspire anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw a lot of good music coming out of Hitchin. A lot of people who had talents just moving elsewhere because they weren't inspired by the place. So we started up Ill Control there, and has been doing really well. We've been running it now for 3 years successfully. Some great sold out nights, really busy ones, some great young DJs that have come through. And the reason why I'm going on this massive tangent is because we've had so many people involved with us. I think at one point we had a list of about 40 DJs in and around the town of Hitchin, which is a small place. So that was pretty good going. and now our next sort of steps are elevating the brand to more of a UK coverage, to London, doing more stuff there, because as we grow that and the DJs grow with us, we want to make sure that our opportunities aren't just limited. That being said, we obviously want to cement ourselves within Hertfordshire as well. We want to make sure that these DJs can develop where they are, if they are bound by their home situations or just simply want to stay put and live the wonderful Hertfordshire lifestyle. So we want to create more workshops and development with those artists. So that's the next step with Ill Control, is really working on the development of producers, DJs, and getting them better gigs. With Funk Electric's a really interesting one. That was born out of the stuff I did more independently when I was in Reading, getting booked for commercial venues, for boutique hotels and all sorts. Yeah, it was crazy experience. Very difficult people to work with. Not saying that promoters are easy to work with, but very difficult people to work with. And
some are great.
Some were great, yeah. Some were
Some are
absolutely
not.
brilliant. But what it meant is I could bring a new music vibe to these places.
Yeah.
And Funk Electric has been born in Bristol to sort of carry that on and carry that work on. And we base ourselves in the commercial venues that are known for their student nights or known for their cheesy nights. But we bring funk, soul, old school disco, and most importantly for me, 90s house to these places. And we've been embraced with open arms. You know, we're playing all sorts of venues at the moment. We're playing in Cotswolds. We've been asked next year to be at some festivals as well. So that's been great. And there's a collective of us who are really pushing for that as well. So more of that. Yeah. More venues to cover, more people to invite along as well. Yeah. We've already worked with quite a few different Bristol DJs with that. So, yeah, sort of expanding our efforts with that. Then we're void. Wow. A lot to come up.
You've had some incredible takeovers, such as the Transgression FM takeover.
Wonderful. And big up amazing. Grassroots community radio every single day of the week. And yeah, that takeover was absolutely brilliant.
So good.
Please check that on YouTube if you haven't yet. And all the residents who have been in this wonderful room as well came along to our small booth. And I say small booth because, you know, even this table has more area than what we do in the booth. But it's got a charm to it. It's beautiful. And it's very, just as much as every grassroots radio is, it shows the DIY aspect and the evolution of that as well. So yeah, Void is very much in that next step of evolution. Yeah. Again, sort of linking in with what I'm doing with Ill Control, really working on developing the residents that we have. It was part of our initial promise when we brought residents onto the radio. So I really want to do more work there. We've been doing events in and around Bristol as well. So it's sort of working on our extended community as well as our internal community as well. I think news radio really put out that important blueprint. Yeah. That your community can't just be within the confines of your radio. It doesn't work. Especially with the loving city of Bristol. You really need to get involved externally. So we're doing more work with that. And it's been a long time coming, but eventually we'll get these interviews out. For those who know, you know, it's been a long wait. We've got some great conversation with artists all around the world of different paths of life. And yeah, it's been difficult because obviously, as much as many grassroots things are, it's run by volunteers and people who have different day jobs, people whose capacity changes in different ways. Absolutely. So yeah, extending our family and our community, working on the development of the residents that we have come through to the station, and almost being a multimedia outlet in a way, putting out different content for people to digest and hopefully feel inspired from as well. Yeah. Love that. So yeah, did a lot of talking. Love a lot of content. No, well done. You work on a lot. You have a lot to say. That's a good thing. Yeah, that's amazing. You're doing so much. On to the next stuff you're doing. Equality and diversity work in STEM and the energy industry. Yeah. So how did that start? Do you know what it started with? It started with Black Lives Matter. During COVID, and a lot of the industry weren't necessarily being vocal on it. And, you know, I've come to understand from a sort of commercial standpoint, you've got to be very careful when it comes to these sort of things. You've got stakeholders, you've got partners, you've got all sorts of different things. But the main thing is the welfare of your colleagues. Yeah. Black Lives Matter wasn't necessarily something you had to have a stance on, but you just had to be wary that there are black colleagues, there are other colleagues who experience racism on the daily, microaggressions, all sorts of different forms of that, who weren't being recognised, and the welfare didn't really extend out to them. So at that time, I was banging on the door, and a lot of management and seniority turned around to me and was like, well, maybe propose something in the I&D aspect. So I did. At that time, the business was in a very different place than what it is now. And I proposed this all, got to the very top of corporate, and was basically told I hit a brick wall in a way. in HR speech was told that they were already doing work in that space.
Right.
So obviously me at that time, I was early 20s at that point, very new to the organization. I just threw my hands up in the air and I was like, you know what, like, I was doing stuff outside of work. I've always been vocal outside of work. I also believe that, you know, activism, especially in that space, starts at your dinner table, is what I like to say, is like, treat it as your everyday, the people who are around you, the people who, you know, workplace is obviously a big part of that. But if I could speak to my family, if I could speak to my friends and all of that.
And it's good, I think, sometimes to have those conversations initially with those people, because like then you almost get to like practice what not to say and how better to word things.
Exactly.
And it's annoying that you maybe have to like convince people that other people should be treated well.
Exactly. And you know, there's differences. I think you learn about the differences in standpoints and the differences in people's experiences and the emotions that go into it, because it's a very emotional space too. And I think maybe when I initially proposed this whole I&D thing, I was in a very emotional space and maybe not being as pragmatic as I could have to try and fit that into business wording and all that stuff. So fast forward 2 years, and I get reached out to by someone who is setting up this whole I&D model in our organization. And I was asked at the time to be part of the team on the sort of ethnicity side, because I had raised previous issues with Black Lives Matter and the support for our ethnic colleagues. And I obviously welcomed that with open arms. Yeah. I was like, yeah, this is exactly what I want to be doing. At the time, my day job, and I say my day job because like the stuff I was supposed to be doing wasn't fulfilling me in a way. And I was very much ready to sort of like look around and go into different jobs. But when this came up, I was like, okay, cool. Yeah. This has given me a bit more of a purpose in this space and finally doing the sort of things that I want to be doing in this world. And within 6 months or so became the co-lead of a community. Nice. And yes, since then, we've been doing all sorts of work. We have all sorts of great ideas. Yeah. We're a very, very active and enthusiastic community. And like I said, like when it comes to this area of activism, there's so much emotion there that almost we have to use all that emotional energy and translate that into energy that can have impact, that can change work process, that can look under it in a corporate lens, and make meaningful change that will last in the industry, in our company, and in certain teams where, you know, there's been identified errors. Like we have, you know, frontline callers who experience discrimination over the phone from customers, and there's always been support systems there, and often you find the work has already been done there, it's just not shouted about. So we've also been a great vocal piece for that. We've represented our company externally, like you read out there in the Faith Network conference, which was great. You were met with so many different big names all across the world, and CEOs of these companies as well. And that's one thing I've come to realize is leadership, as soon as they're exposed to the work we're doing and what we want to achieve, they've been so supportive. And often you find people, what I like to call the meaty middle, the layers of management where the message almost gets diluted in a sense. And that's where most of our work has to be. But, you know, it's been an onwards journey. We've achieved a lot. We've got a lot more to achieve. Obviously, Black History Month this month. We're doing huge things for the second year running. We've got some great sort of workshops in offices where we're bringing in African percussion to be, you know, celebrate the culture, but also, you know, people within these office spaces can give it a go themselves. And it's a really nice interactive thing to do, but also we produce a lot of content. So we're talking this year about the overall theme of Black History Month, reclaiming narratives. And it's quite important for us because being in the STEM and energy sector, there's a lot of people within Black history who haven't been shouted about. Like Lewis Latimer, he's like one of the greatest he used to draw up scientific diagrams for patents and inventions, and he drew up the earliest light bulb prototype, and he drew up the earliest telephone prototype, but no one talks about him. No one talks about him, and he's a great name for that. If you don't know, have a little Google. There's some great videos on YouTube about it as well. But yeah, doing a lot of work for Black History Month. We look at also the cultural aspect, not just ethnicity, because I think they lend into each other. We also have loads of intersectional pieces. As of recently, worked really closely with the LGBTQIA community on the sort of Stonewall and the fact that was a black woman who threw a brick through the first brick.
Marsha P. Johnson.
And also there we go. I
Black
couldn't think of that on top of my
women.
head. Black trans women. Apologies for that. And also the origins of house music. And the fact that, so heavily focused in the black queer community.
Yeah, like I saw there's an incredible activist called Alec Vimanon. I've butchered the name, but they are like incredible, and they were talking about how like even like, so you look at music, you look at fashion, you look at so many industries where the kind of blueprints and the creativity comes from queer people of color, but they're never the people that you see on the catwalk, like doing well in the charts, like any of this kind of, they're never the faces or the bodies that you actually see. They're just the people that the creativity is like basically stolen from, so it's incredible that you're doing that kind of research and like trying to disseminate that like information and get people aware of the fact.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's important for me because this music is something that I hold really close. And like I said, I was raised on dance music, and that was from my dad. My dad's a Mauritian man, brown in colour, and he went through a lot of sort of like racist abuse when he was growing up. And especially like involved with that scene, and during the 90s, clubbing and rave and all that culture was quite a dangerous place to be in, and the fact that was dangerous for the average person made it a million times more dangerous for those who
are from marginalized communities.
Exactly. So to talk about house music and not talk about those communities in the same sentence just doesn't make sense.
You're not talking about house music, are you really? Like, you're not talking about the fulsome,
the
entire picture.
Exactly. And you're even seeing it in today's world, where you do get people who reach levels of fame so much quicker than what the marginalized equivalent would. And I think that's why it's really important to talk about the origins, and especially with music. The origins, like again in the context of Black History Month, comes from that black community most of the time. Most of the music does. So it's crazy that people don't recognize that nor celebrate it. Because that's another thing, is like, being active in the space, you could be emotional for so many negative reasons, but you should also celebrate what's been made from these cultures as well.
Love that. Okay, so I guess it's probably time for us to hear a little mix from you.
Absolutely.
Where would you say your like influences are from then? I guess like everything we've just talked about, is that kind of like I actually I haven't gone into my own sort of identity, and being a multi-ethnic background, I think there's been many sort of trials and tribulations under that, and as opposed to growing up with an anger about that, I wanted to grow up and do something that can help other people, that could help I've got a younger sister and younger brother that can help pave the way and give them strength and give them energy, but also give energy of people, like I said, around the dinner table, at my workplace, at Void, at other grassroots community radio stations as well. Transgression FM.
Exactly. So yeah, and I might just add as well, one of my first songs as well is one of my favourite songs at the moment, called Why Can't We Live Together by Mary Hubert. And it's got very sort of powerful lyrics to it. I really love the lyrics behind it as well. So do listen out to that whilst I'm playing. But yeah, we'll mostly be playing the sort of 90s house and everything that I was brought up on. And has given me energy, not just within this space, but also on the dance floor.
Yeah, nice one. Go get set up.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Brandon. It was so lovely chatting to you. I love hearing about the work you do. I get to see you pretty regularly, which is nice as well. And I get to hear often about the trials and tribulations of working in like EDI in the corporate world. So yeah, massive well done for your energy, your enthusiasm, and yeah, all the education you're doing. Like, you're making a change, man. It's big. Well done.
yeah. Smiling with it, ambiance, yeah, I feel it. Sent her a drink from the top shelf. They came back with a note saying, bring it yourself. Word. She on FaceTime, I hopped up in the rush. Going for mine, approached the booth. I see baby amongst friends, presented the bottle, greeted with grins. Told the crew that the bottle for them. Baby doll was impressed by the class and ooh, she want privacy. We head back to my booth in the VIP, where we get to know each other over bubbly in the ambiance. How she feeling? The glasses till we killed the bottle. She texted friends, saying see you tomorrow. I'm in good hands.
Flashlights, late nights, liquor, heels, and lingerie. Bottles out, ling me out, mix my juice with Tanqueray. I'm revved up and I'm ready to rock. I don't ask twice, are you ready or not? I love it when you enter my ambiance. I love it.
Now we dancing, talk about she in the mood for romancing. Gave her a twirl, pulled the clothes for enchantment. All in my charm, by my side, hanging on my arm. We dipped to the bar to cash out my tab. She told me call a Uber or maybe a cab. Then we hopped to the sexy spot. While Omar rocking all night, she in for the time of her life. We hit the door, the party jumping. A lot of gin in it, girl flinging. Even at the ballroom, stepper spinning. Moving through the crowd like we swimming. Aqua boogie, ambiance. We go faint it, turn it up to the party finish. When day break through the night time, she stretch her back in the top floor window with the six-stand skate behind. Think about the hell of the time.
vois bouger, je te vois danser. Je t'ai surpris, me regarder dans les yeux. Je te vois bouger, je te vois danser. Je t'ai surpris, me regarder dans les yeux. Je t'ai vu danser à l'autre bout de la piste. Je te vois bouger, je te vois danser. Je t'ai vu danser à l'autre bout de la piste. Je te vois bouger, je te vois danser. Je t'ai vu danser à l'autre bout de la piste. Je te vois bouger, je te vois danser. Je t'ai vu danser à l'autre bout de la piste. Je te vois bouger, je te vois danser.
I need your sweet love.
Thanks Dolce Vita for having me. Thanks Mads for inviting me on. Big up Transgression FM. Big up Grassroots Community Radio Station. Keep on listening. We've got some great people on.
I need